I know what you're all thinking, and yes, I did get a haircut. But in all seriousness, no, I did not get a face tattoo. I actually spent all day yesterday in editing software trying to make it look like I got a face tattoo, but I don't know if it was the glasses, but it just wasn't working the way that it should have. Don't get me wrong, I love BTS and I appreciate them so much more for what they've been able to do for me, but like a face tattoo seems like a little bit excessive, doesn't it? Not to mention my mom would have killed me because she called me saying that after she saw that photo. After I saw that photo, I actually really liked how it looked. So I guess it's a good thing I didn't see it because I might have actually ended up with a face tattoo if I did. But just because I didn't get a face tattoo doesn't mean that I didn't get a tattoo, because I did. I got one on my hand right here. But why get a tattoo at all? I've been getting tattoos since I first turned 18, like literally the day after my 18th birthday. And pretty much every year I've gotten 1 to 2 tattoos, but it seems like that has increased a lot recently. I like to use tattoos for stuff that I enjoy and to just remind me of things. So I just hit my very first year of being a full-time YouTuber, and that's what this tattoo actually symbolizes. Also, BTS's Butter's year anniversary, which makes sense because that's the video that I reacted to that kind of started everything. And that is why I got the army logo on my hand, because BTS is baked into my history now. If I get interviewed, if I talk about my YouTube channel whatsoever, I'm going to have to talk about 2 things: TikTok and BTS. And this is not by any means my very first YouTube related tattoo. Actually, I think one of my first ever tattoos was related to YouTube, all the way back on January 23rd, 2017, when I hit 100 subscribers. And then on this channel when I hit 1,000 subscribers on July 8th of 2020. And I'm waiting very patiently for when I hit 100,000 subscribers to get the next tattoo in that cycle. I really like hand tattoos especially. Most of my tattoos are on my hands because I use my hands all the time. I'm like touching and grabbing things so I can look down and like remember to have balance. You know, you can't love without heartbreak, or that I can find family anywhere, or just to glance down and think of my brother. Whatever the case may be, like having all of this stuff on my hands where I can see it all the time is just my favorite. Well, I don't know what more to say about my tattoo, but the more important matter here is that I've been doing this as my job full time for a year. That's pretty crazy. I had you guys ask me some questions, so let's answer some of those. What's something you did that you would have never expected a year ago? Honestly, getting this BTS tattoo. I would have never expected that. I did not listen to BTS at all. So, apple juice or orange juice? Probably apple. I don't really like either of them. What has been your biggest struggle with starting YouTube full time? Honestly, the full time part. YouTube is very unreliable and unpredictable. Most of my money comes from Patreon. If most of my money came from the views on YouTube, that would be so stressful because you can't predict like what's gonna get views and what's not. What is your favorite BTS music video and song? I think my favorite music video is probably Fake Love, and my favorite song is Make It Right, or Boy With Love. How do you make yourself more known as an editor / filmmaker? How would you make yourself more known and get jobs? I think it just kind of depends on what you're looking to do. If you want to be a filmmaker, for example, just try to make whatever content you can. Make short films, make micro short films, make something and just upload it everywhere. Western music videos versus K-pop music videos. Which makes you more educated and shocked? Well, K-pop videos shocked me tremendously at the beginning. I don't know, like Western music videos just don't do anything special. Like every now and then there'll be like a big artist or something that does something exceptional, but for the most part, I feel like they're just really stingy with money. They don't want to spend any money on music videos. K-pop music videos are just so extraordinary. Like they're like the Western music videos from the 80s and 90s. What was the first impression BTS had on you? I honestly thought I was gonna hate their music so much. Like when I made the Butter video, I thought that was gonna be the last time I ever listened to BTS because I didn't think it was gonna be good. Luckily for me, I started on an English song, so that was a lot easier for me to like ease into BTS. Before I listened to them, I thought they were gonna be like the worst, like stereotypical viewpoint of Korean music or even like Japanese music or, you know, stuff you hear like in a commercial or something. But when I actually listened to them, like you could watch the video, that was my true first impression listening to them. It was really good. It was really catchy. And it's like, I understood. I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I get it now. Which I guess answers and brings me to the next question. As a young male in America, do you think you had any prejudice towards Korean acts like BTS in the past? Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm sure I have. I had Asian friends in high school and they listened to BTS and K-pop and whatnot, but I think Gangnam Style was the only, like that was it. That was my experience with K-pop until now. So I kind of just thought like all K-pop had that Gangnam Style sound or just that it wasn't gonna be good. And I'm so glad that I was wrong. Is there anything you would tell yourself from a year ago? Would you tell yourself to look into K-pop sooner or to do different with your channel? Yeah, probably. I probably would have told myself that my videos were terrible. I was trying to extract as many like views and videos out of my camera when I just got it, because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about cameras and gear and be in that space, and I couldn't do that without money, so I could only really talk about the gear that I have. But the problem was that the videos just sucked. The videos, they were not good. Like looking back at those videos, I completely understand why they have no views, because they were bad. I think it would have been interesting to tell myself to look into K-pop a lot sooner. I'm looking forward to BTS's comeback next month, and I think it would have been really interesting to just be a part of one of those comebacks. I mean, obviously a year ago isn't that far back. They didn't have a comeback a year ago, but I think it would have been really interesting to just be a part of that culture as it's happening. Was there anything you would have done differently channel-wise? The one thing that I do regret doing is like a week into posting all those BTS videos, I went 3 days straight of posting a TXT videos, like, cause I wanted to complete that trinity of videos, that trilogy. And that destroyed my channel. It completely destroyed all of the momentum on my channel, and it was really hard to recover if I was ever able to do that, which I don't think I was. So I definitely would have told myself not to do that. Maybe post like one video and then go back to the BTS stuff and, you know, savor that momentum, because I might have been so much further today if I didn't make that one mistake. I think that's probably the only thing I would have changed channel-wise. What is your biggest concern or apprehension about launching a YouTube career? Does it still hold true now? Well, I've been trying to do YouTube for about 10 years since I was in middle school. So I don't think I ever had any like apprehension or concern about like making this a career. I've always wanted to do YouTube. What did concern me at one point is that I stopped. Like I've always been so inconsistent with stuff. I would always give up on stuff very easily. And I did that with my first 30 YouTube channels or whatever. My drive to be a content creator only increased since then. And that's all that I wanted to do. And usually it takes 5-10 years or something like that to like be an established content creator, millions of subscribers, that kind of thing. If I would have just continued to post videos on that channel from 10 years ago, and if I would have just been consistent, I would have already been where I wanted to be. So that was my concern, was that I missed my opportunity. It's no longer my concern. I am completely fine now, and I'm more happy than I've ever been. What do you hope to achieve with your channel overall? What bigger goals are you working towards? I love this question. Obviously, I want to have that 100,000 subscribers and 1 million in the future, because I really do want to complete this set of tattoos. That has literally been my goal since I got this very first one in 2017. And I got that tattoo to remind myself, I was like, you know what? It's gonna be a lot harder for me to get a job with all of these hand tattoos. So I'm gonna do that to just make sure that I am committed to this dream. But I don't think that's necessarily the question that you were asking. I do not want to do music video reactions forever, at least not primarily. When the channel grows and I get an editor, I can do just a whole bunch of reactions and I don't have to edit it, and I can put my whole force into doing other things. So I do plan eventually to like do my other stuff and also do the reactions, but like on a separate channel. I call myself a filmmaker, and I do really want to honor that. I want to make films. The big goals that I'm working towards are like, I want to make short films and then start making movies and then start making a show and put all of that on this YouTube channel. That's the actual end goal here, is for me to just have that creative freedom to work on these projects that I want to work on. And all of that is going to start with my short film this year. It's going to be a good test to see like how close I am to achieving that goal. It's all about anxiety, so let me know any visuals surrounding anxiety that you can think of. Maybe I'll put it in the short film. What music video do you wish you could watch again for the first time? Probably Fake Love. That video like blew my mind. It'd be so cool to be able to experience that again. What are some new challenges you've experienced as a full-time YouTuber, and which parts have you enjoyed the most? So challenges, like obviously you don't have a manager or anything. You don't have anyone telling you that you have to be at work at a certain time. So just time management is really difficult. I try to go on a schedule, but sometimes it doesn't work out. But like I used to work at Starbucks. So at Starbucks, if I'm not feeling good, if I have a headache, if like I'm a little sick or whatever, I can just go make drinks. I don't have to talk to anyone. I'm just making drinks. With being on YouTube, my personality, like that, I am the product. If I'm not feeling good, I don't feel like filming. One, because I'm not feeling good, but two, because my reactions and everything just aren't gonna translate as well. I might not have the normal enthusiasm that I have. I think that's been the hardest part, is like getting energy and making sure that I can make as many videos as possible, because a lot of times I don't feel good. I have a headache right now, but I know that this video has to come out, so I'm filming it. I have problems breathing, like through my nose, so it makes me have a lot of headaches, like just all the time. But I enjoy like all of it. I like the process. I think like my recreation videos are probably the most fun things that I get to do, just because of the process. I like setting things up and making sets and like doing all of that. It's so much fun. I am recreating the 7 Fates video, and that should be coming out within the next couple weeks. I have to learn a 3D software, and I've never done it before, so that's why it's taking so long. Of all the reactions you've done, I'm curious which ones you still listen to as songs even without seeing the video. Well, I like DPR Ian, so the 2 or 3 songs that I've watched, I listened to. Going to the BTS concert made me listen to a lot more of their music. Obviously I like Make It Right and Boy With Love, and then there's like Dynamite and a couple more. Like they're definitely like more in my rotation. What's your biggest turning point in life as of the moment? I don't know. Last November, my brother passed away, and that was heartbreaking. I got this tattoo, and then this one, the 91, so that was difficult. Now, my girlfriend is pregnant. She's 20 weeks pregnant, so we're expecting a little baby girl in October. That's a pretty big turning point. Quitting my job and doing this full time is also a pretty big turning point. So I don't know. There's a few of them, I guess. What is the best experience you've had in your first year of doing full-time YouTube? I was actually able to do a show for Patreon, they reached out and I did a show for them, and it's on their YouTube channel now. That was pretty cool. That was a very interesting experience. But before I actually did this full time, I did a couple of like giveaways, like subscriber showdowns. So I bought a couple cameras and I brought out a couple of subscribers, and they competed using the cameras, and then the winner got to keep one, and then I gave the other one away. That was super cool. I like doing that. I think I want to do more of that in the future. How difficult is it to not align your feelings of self-worth with the attention your videos are getting? Very difficult. I don't understand sometimes. So like, I think my videos are pretty good, right? I think they're good. I don't understand why I can post this video and someone else can post a very similar video, because they talk about something very similar to me, and my video gets far less views than their video. I don't understand it, and it makes no sense. It was very difficult, like my third or fourth month into doing this full time, because I was getting like 10 to 20,000 subscribers a month for a couple months. That was ridiculous. And then it stopped. I felt like I just achieved my dream, and then it was stripped away from me. That was hard. Sometimes it is kind of hard to not pay attention to the views or just the attention that you get. And it could definitely make you have a bad day. I don't know how long this video is, so we're just gonna do a couple more. How have your views on the K-pop industry changed since you first started getting into it? They have completely changed. I am so much more open-minded, and like I'll listen to the song. I'll check out this. Like, it just has opened my mind so much more. And obviously, they make really good videos, so I'm more enticed to take a look at them. How on earth do you manage your schedule while also maintaining family life? Sometimes I don't. Sometimes like I'll give up making a video so that I can go watch a movie, or my parents go in and out of the state, so if my parents come back from being away for a little bit, then, you know, I'm not really planning for that because I have a terrible memory. So I might be more inclined to just go spend time with them than to make a video. What's a good starter camera and mic? Well, that really just depends on how much money you want to spend, to be honest. This one is a fantastic starter camera. It's the G7X Mark II. It is kind of old, so you might be able to get it for a deal. But if you got a little bit more money to spend, an A6400 or like this one, which is an A6600, is really, really fantastic. This is what I was using before my camera now, but it is more on the pricey side. I love Deity. Oh, Jesus. I like Deity microphones. How has your daily routine changed from the start until now? It has actually decreased tremendously. I think that's something else, is like having a routine. I don't leave my house. I work at my house. I don't leave it that often. So sometimes I feel like I can kind of go insane. Like, I used to have a really, really good routine, and I need to just kind of work my way back into that so that everything just falls in place and all of the videos that I'm trying to make get made. Like, I used to film a video at night so then I can wake up in the morning, edit it, and get the video out by like noon, and then I have the rest of the day to do whatever it is that I want to do. That's like the perfect routine for me. Lately, I have not been doing that, and I need to get back into doing that so that I can actually expand and like do more creative stuff and like pursue bigger videos than just the reaction videos. And because I don't know how long this video is, this is the last question. What made you decide to become a full-time YouTuber? It honestly has always been my dream. I love making videos. First off, that's kind of an important part, but just the flexibility. After you get that audience, after people care about you, you can do anything at all. So YouTube is just the perfect job, because as you grow and develop, your audience grows and develops with you. So you can literally pursue all of your interests. It's crazy. It's the perfect job. So thank you so much for making that job possible. I'm mostly able to be full-time because of the support on Patreon. So if you can, check out the Patreon link in the description below. But speaking of Patreon, I want to give a special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters, specifically Caroline, Daisy, Jemmy, Jessica, Julia, Kimberly, Lisa, Lucas, Melissa, Maseju, Sabrina, and Victoria. If you're not already subscribed, help me get my tattoo. Join the crew, hit that subscribe button, and all right.